Libra, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot, and welcome to your December 2017 monthly tarot forecast. This is for Libra Sun, Libra Moon, and Libra Rising signs. So Libra, for this reading, I'm using the Mystic Dreamer Tarot deck along with the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards by Denise Linn. If you would like an extension to this reading over on Vimeo, I will have the December 2017 Love Tarot forecast posted over there on Vimeo. And also now for sale on my website, I do have the 2018 yearly tarot forecast. So if that's something that interests you, definitely head on over to northeasttarot.com. All right. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, Libra, I do have the Knight of Swords, and this is what I'm using as the overall energy for you guys for the month of December. So with the Knight of Swords, here is the overall energy. Some of you could be in a hurry, definitely. Some of you could be in a hurry. The Knight of Swords likes to charge forward. He likes to take action. So some of you definitely could be moving forward. Something could be happening very quickly here for you in the month of December. Let's see here. Right at the center, we do have Temperance. We have Temperance crossed by the Knight of Wands. So I think that, you know, because we also have the Knight of Swords here at the bottom of the deck with the Knight of Wands and then Temperance. Temperance is all about patience and moderation, and also for me it can represent things happening on divine time. It is a very spiritual divine energy. So I think that some of you are definitely dealing with some divine timing, maybe having to be patient here right at the start of the month. So the challenge could be for some of you, because it's a general reading, is maybe things happening really quickly. So maybe some of you are ready for something to happen, and travel could be significant for some of you. Some of you could be ready to move forward or ready for something to happen, but maybe dealing with some divine timing, or, you know, maybe things happening slowly here with this energy. But this is wonderful, very much being spiritually guided and protected. Also, there could be some Librans that you are healing. You could be healing. And maybe even some of you are going to be traveling here in the month of December. Travel could do some of you some good. Definitely. And we do have the holidays coming up here, so maybe some of you are traveling for Christmas, traveling to see family or friends. Now, right at your foundation, we do have the Queen of Cups. So maybe a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces person is significant. For some of you, this definitely could be your energy, especially if you're a Libran woman. This could have been you a little emotional, especially with Temperance here. Now at the start of December, you know, your emotions are balancing out. You're feeling more balanced here at this time, but maybe previously you could have felt a little bit more emotional. I always see the Queen of Cups as someone who's a little bit more emotional. So maybe some of you were a little bit more emotional when it comes to a particular matter, or you could have even been dealing with an emotional woman previously. But the Queen of Cups, you know, she's very compassionate, very loving, highly intuitive. So for some of you, this could have been you really listening to your intuition or following your heart when it comes to a particular matter in your life, Libra. And then what's interesting is in the more recent past, we do have the Queen of Wands. So you have two queens here. So maybe a water sign person was significant, maybe a fire sign person is significant. This could be a Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo person that is significant. And you know, I'm really seeing the cat here. So some of you might be dealing with a Leo person, or you might have been dealing with a Leo person or a fire sign person here in the recent past. Also, if this is your energy, maybe coming up a little bit more emotional previously and in the more recent past, and this could be, you know, right at the end of November, maybe a little bit more fiery, more passionate. Both of these women are very creative. Again, some of you could have been listening to your intuition when it comes to something, maybe getting a little creative because you are ready to move forward or take some sort of action. The Knight of Wands is also someone who's incredibly passionate, creative. You know, he's someone who's enthusiastic. So some of you could be in the process of starting something that is exciting for you. Maybe it's something that you're passionate about. But crowning you, we have the Hanged Man. So, you know, again, some of you could be ready to charge forward, ready for something to happen, but maybe dealing with some divine time, having to be patient. Maybe you feel a little stuck with the Hanged Man crowning you. You could feel stuck or like you're in limbo, but you know, this is just a temporary energy. So for those of you that are ready to move forward, just, you know, stay calm, be patient. Things are going to happen definitely at the time that they're meant to happen. Now, the Hanged Man can also be a voluntary energy. So for those Librans that maybe you had a health problem or maybe you had some other things going on, this could be you actually kind of taking a break. With Temperance and the Hanged Man, you might be taking a break. There could be some Librans that maybe you just need some downtime. Maybe you need some time to heal. This can be you even thinking about taking a break, thinking about spending some time alone. And then coming up around the second week of December, in the near future, we do have the Ace of Swords. So for those of you that were maybe waiting on some sort of truth or some sort of communication, some sort of news, it definitely could be coming in here around the second week. The Ace of Swords can represent that communication, that very significant communication, or that clarity, that truth that's coming in. You seeing something clearly, you speaking your truth, you hearing the truth. Also, the Ace of Swords is a card of victory, but it's victory after dealing with some obstacles. So for those of you that had to wait or had to be patient, this could definitely be some success that's coming to you here around the second week. There could be some Librans that you might be signing something at this time as well. Because in the position of your power, I have the Two of Swords. So with the Two of Swords, some of you might need to make a decision here, especially with the Two of Swords in this position. You might need to make a decision. Maybe you're signing something with the Two of Swords. For other Librans, you could be hearing a decision. A decision could be significant at this time. Sometimes, though, with the Two of Swords, this can be someone who's a little guarded, someone who is a little closed off. And it can also be, for me, someone who's not acting. So just, you know, take caution with that. For those of you that I mentioned, you know, maybe you want to spend some time alone, maybe you want to take your time with something, you know, you might not know exactly what to do with the Two of Swords here, so you might need to just kind of take your time and do things when you're ready, for some of you. And then in the position of how those around you are viewing you, Libra, we actually have the Tower. So that's interesting. So for those of you that are signing something, it might have something to do with a home or a property. And if not in regards to a home or a property, this could be in regards to something major. I mean, this could be something major that's going on within your life here. And with the Tower, it's not automatically negative. It can go in either direction. And I think that for some of you, this is actually very, very positive. This is, you know, something that you had to wait for. Maybe some of you are going to be doing some traveling here at this time. And again, with the Ace of Swords and the Tower here, there could be some sort of truth. There could even be like a revelation, you realizing something at this time. Maybe even some of you are having like some sort of awakening here at this time. And with the Tower energy, you know, also something could be happening suddenly, especially in combination with the Knight of Swords as the overall energy. For some of you, something could be happening very suddenly here, especially around the second, third week of the month. And then in the position of the hopes and fears, you have the World. So some of you, you know, that's exactly what you want. You want to maybe travel. You know, this is the holiday season. So some of you might want to travel to see family or friends. But the World also represents you making it. You've made it. Something in your life is completing. You're moving on to that next chapter, that next cycle of your life. And so some of you, that's maybe what you're waiting on. You're waiting for a cycle to complete. You're waiting to be able to move on to that next cycle, or waiting to be able to travel. And then in the final outcome position, and this is the energy that you're actually leaving the month with and starting the new year with, we have the Six of Swords, which is another card that speaks about travel. So some of you, that's exactly what you're going to be doing. You're going to be traveling here. And maybe at the start of the month, for some of you, that could be a challenge. But here at the end of the month is really when this could be taking place for many of you. The second, third, even, you know, the last week of the month here, there could be some travel that's going on. And, you know, some of you could be traveling over water. I'm actually seeing a lot of water here in this spread. So this might be long distance travels for some of you, traveling, you know, over water, maybe traveling to see family, friends. Some of you could be moving house. Maybe you're moving across the globe, something like that. But sixes are all about balance and harmony. And I like that you start with Temperance, Libra, and you end with the Six of Swords. You end with a 6 because both of these cards are speaking about balance and stability. And you feeling more balanced, maybe feeling more stable. And the Six of Swords is you moving on from difficulties, moving towards peace of mind, moving towards a much lighter energy. So this is actually really good. What I will do is I will clarify for you. Let's see. Let's look at the Two of Swords for Libra. Let's take a look at the Two of Swords for Libra. Clarifying the Two of Swords for Libra in the month of December. Looking at the Two of Swords for Libra. And then I also want to look at, well, that's interesting. I want to look at the Tower, clarifying the Tower for Libra. Energy that they're experiencing right around the third week. Looking at the Tower for Libra. Which some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. You have the Queen of Cups here at your foundation with the Tower energy. There definitely could be a water sign person, maybe someone who has Scorpio in their chart that is significant here throughout the entire month for some of you. Yeah, I'm definitely getting a lot of water energy here. So some of you are definitely, maybe you have water in your chart, or you're dealing with a water sign person here. So looking at the Two of Swords, we have the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups, and then we also have the Ten of Pentacles, which the Ten of Pentacles for me can very much represent family matters, even relationship matters. Can also be property, inheritances, things like that, assets that are significant. But then we do have this couple here. So again, some of you could be coming off as the Queen of Cups. You have the Queen of Cups at your foundation. The King of Cups could be your significant other or your love interest here. Oftentimes, you know, I do see them as a couple. And it doesn't really matter what their zodiac sign is. I often see the King of Cups as the man who has your heart. And then we do have the Ten of Pentacles here, which this is a card of marriage for me. So, or maybe someone you have a family with, you know, this person could be very significant, and it's clarifying the Two of Swords here. So maybe you have a decision to make about this person, or maybe you're waiting on a decision from this person. And if it is on the financial front, again, it could have something to do with a piece of property or an inheritance or assets, something like that. And then looking at the Tower, we have the Knight of Cups, the Four of Swords, and then the Two of Swords here. And so with the Knight of Cups, this could be news, this could be communication. It doesn't have to be on the romantic front, but obviously for some of you it can be. The Knight of Cups, you know, for me represents news, information, communication coming in. The Four of Swords can represent the energy being at rest, or you feeling like things are on hold, which is really going well with the Hanged Man crowning you here at the start of the month, and then the Two of Swords here. So I think some of you could be, you know, like I mentioned earlier, maybe you need to make a decision. So some of you could actually be going off and spending some time alone. Maybe you need to figure things out. With the Two of Swords here, this can sometimes be a person who, you know, they don't know what to do, so they're not acting, they're not doing anything. And some of you with this energy, I think that could be exactly what you're doing. You're waiting. And then for other Librans, you could be waiting on that news, maybe on news from a water sign person. But we see so much travel here, and I think that with the Ace of Swords here in the near future, that news, that truth, that clarity is coming in for you. This is also a card of success, and then with the Six of Swords here, there's going to be movement. At least energetically speaking, there's going to be movement. But let's pull you an additional guidance card. This is the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck by Denise Lynn. Additional guidance for Libra for the month of December. Libra. What else does Libra need to know? All right, so I want the card that landed upright, which is this one. All right. Beautiful. I mean, this could not resonate more. We have transformation, a fresh new way of living emerges, which I think resonates very much. You know, sometimes with the Tower energy, it can be a shakeup, absolutely. It can also be the universe stepping in. So for those of you that were dealing with a person who didn't want to make a decision, or for you Librans, that if that was you, that you're waiting or you didn't want to make a decision, it can be the universe stepping in. But if that's the case, it's in your highest good. It's in your best interest. This is one of the best cards that you can get from this deck, and it's a huge oracle deck. I definitely recommend this deck. It's a wonderful deck. It's transformation. A fresh new way of living emerges. So this is some sort of new beginning, some sort of a transformational process that you're going through. For me, you know, this illustration here very much can even represent like the phoenix rising up from the ashes. So some of you could be rising up from, you know, a difficult time, overcoming a difficult time in your life, but you're definitely healing, and that's from the very start of the month here. And I think that you're feeling definitely more stable, more balanced throughout the month, and overall it's going to be a wonderful month for you. And this is beautiful. You are going through this great change, this transformation here, Libra. So I hope that you found this reading helpful. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. And if you are interested in receiving a private reading by me, please check out northeasttarot.com. I want to wish you all just a very Merry Christmas and happy holiday season. And I just wish you a wonderful month. Take care.